Venus Williams receives Australian Open wildcard. By Richard Palliarotes, Thursday, January 1, 2026. Photo credit. Mark Peterson. Venus Williams is making a record-setting return to Oz. Former world number 1 Venus Williams has accepted a wild card to play this month's Australian Open. The 45-year-old superstar will play the Australian Open for the first time since 2021. Venus Williams, who launched her comeback to tournament tennis in Washington, D.C. last July, will play outside of the United States for the first time since 2023. It will be a record-setting appearance down under. Venus will become the oldest woman to play the AO main draw, breaking the record set by Kimiko Date, who was 44 years old when she played the Melbourne Major in 2015. Overall, Venus owns a 54-21 record at the Australian Open, including finals appearances in 2003 and 2017. She lost both of those finals to younger sister Serena Williams. The Australian Open main draw is set for January 18 to February 1. The wild card comes after Venus wed partner, 37-year-old Italian actor and model Andrea Preti, last month in Palm Beach, Florida. A radiant Venus looked gorgeous clad in a white wedding gown. The Florida wedding follows an earlier ceremony on September 18 in Ischia, Italy. "We all love each other so much," Venus told Vogue magazine. "It was just the happiest, most beautiful, sweetest day." The return of a legend, Venus Williams, and the wild card that echoes through time. In the early golden hours of January 2, 2026, tennis fans around the world woke up to news that seemed like a gentle reminder of why we fell in love with the sport in the first place. At 45 years old, Venus Williams, 7-time Grand Slam singles champion and one of the most influential figures in tennis history, received a wild card entry into the Australian Open. This wasn't just another entry slip into a tournament. It was an affirmation of passion, perseverance, and the unquenchable flame of competition that can burn brightly even in the twilight of a towering career. Australian Open. A legacy written in strength and grace. Venus Williams' name is etched deeply into the annals of tennis history. Along with her sister Serena, she redefined the sport for a generation. Her serve, powerful and precise, became one of the most feared weapons on tour. Her reach, athleticism, and strategic insight forced opponents to respect not just her physical gifts but also the profound intelligence with which she played. But beyond the statistics and trophies, Venus became a symbol of resilience, both on and off the court. She first stepped onto the hallowed courts of Melbourne 28 years ago, in 1998, long before most current players were born, igniting what would become a career of extraordinary longevity and influence. In that debut, she defeated her sister Serena in the second round before bowing out in the quarterfinals. From that moment, spectators understood they were witnessing something special, a presence in the sport destined to leave a lasting impact. ESPN.com. The wild card, more than just a ticket. A wild card entry is more than just a place in the draw. It's a statement. It's an acknowledgement by the tournament that a player brings something invaluable: history, inspiration, and an enduring connection to the sport's heart and soul. In Venus' case, the wild card to the 2026 Australian Open is symbolic on many levels. It marks her first main draw appearance at Melbourne Park since 2021. Australian Open. It sees her return to Australian soil with a hunger and excitement that defies age. "I'm excited to be back in Australia and looking forward to competing during the summer," she said, reflecting on the memories and meaning the tournament holds for her. Australian Open. And most astonishingly, it will make her the oldest woman ever to compete in the main draw of the Australian Open, surpassing the previous record held by Japan's Kimiko Date, who played at age 44 in 2015. This page in her story isn't about nostalgia. It's about the beauty of continuing to chase purpose, to challenge oneself, and to remind the world that age is a number, not a boundary. Walking back onto the stage. To appreciate the gravity of Venus Williams' return, it helps to trace the thread of her recent journey. After a 16-month hiatus caused by health issues that led her away from competitive tennis, Venus made a heartfelt and hard-earned comeback in mid-2025. Though not every match ended in a triumph, each swing of her racket told a story of joy, courage, and the simple love of competition. In 2025, she competed in 3 tour events, including the US Open, where she faced rising talents and veterans alike in singles and doubles. These outings highlighted not just her physical ability but her indomitable spirit, still willing to take on the best the sport has to offer. Australian Open +1. Her determination is a bridge connecting the romantic splendor of tennis past with the vibrant reality of today's game, where young stars like Coco Gauff and Emma Raducanu shine, but never without appreciating the paths forged by predecessors like Venus. Indeed, Gauff herself called Venus a legend of our sport and expressed excitement at seeing her back on court. Women's Tennis Association. Melbourne and the Memories. Melbourne has always held a special place in Venus' storied career. Across more than 2 decades, she compiled a 54-21 win-loss record at the Australian Open, reached finals in 2003 and 2017, and created some of her most memorable moments alongside her sister Serena. Though she never claimed the title at Melbourne, twice falling to Serena in the finals, each match became a chapter in the collective memory of tennis fans worldwide. Australian Open. But this time, her return is less about titles and more about legacy, and about rewriting what's possible. Standing taller than any trophy she's lifted, her presence in the draw sends a message. Greatness doesn't retire quietly, it evolves, adapts, and keeps finding ways to matter. A cultural and human story. Beyond the grass and hard courts, Venus Williams has always represented something profoundly human. Her career has been a tapestry woven with threads of triumph, challenge, reinvention, and resilience. From battling health issues to confronting the pressures of global stardom, she has always responded with authenticity and strength. At an age when most athletes have traded their rackets for commentary roles or mentorship positions, Venus chooses to compete. Not at half speed, not as a ceremonial gesture, but with heart and intent. Her entrance through a wild card is emblematic of a broader narrative, the power of passion over limitation. It's a story that resonates well beyond tennis circles, a reminder to all who face their own mountains that age, adversity, or expectation should neither define nor confine us.